Hello student, welcome to next lecture for field theory. We were talking about finite fields. The fields that contains finite number of elements is called as a finite field. And today we will solve some examples on the same. The first example is if fx belongs to fx is an irreducible polynomial over a finite field here, then all the roots of fx are distinct. Let fx belongs to fx is an irreducible polynomial What is meant by irreducible polynomial? The polynomial cannot be factored into lower degree factors over the given field. That means the given polynomial over the field which is given is irreducible. It is given that fx is irreducible. Also, the field f is finite field and f is finite field. We know any finite field contains p raised to n elements for some prime p. Hence, f contains p raised to n elements. What we have to show? Then we have to show all the roots of fx are distinct roots. If possible, suppose fx have multiple roots. Means some of the roots of fx are repeated. By using known theorem, the result was let fx be an irreducible polynomial over a field of characteristic p over a field of characteristic p non-zero, then fx have multiple roots if and only there exists a polynomial gx over the same field fx where f of x is equal to g of x raised to p. We have a result. This result is proved in previous lecture. Let fx be an irreducible polynomial over given field f whose characteristic is p non-zero. Then fx will have multiple roots if and only there exists another polynomial gx over the same field fx where f of x is equal to g of x raised to p. Means if we replace x by x raised to p in the polynomial gx, then we get the polynomial fx. If the polynomial gx is, suppose the polynomial is a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus up to am x raised to m, we write that polynomial in summation form I equal to 0 to m ai x raised to I. Then our assumption is what? If possible, suppose fx have multiple roots, then by this theorem there exists a polynomial gx belongs to the field fx such that f of x is equal to g of x raised to p. What is g of x raised to p? Replace x by x raised to p. Summation I equal to 0 to m ai x raised to p raised to I. This is what the polynomial f of x. Let this field f is a finite field of characteristic p, also it contains p raised to n elements. Hence, it is the splitting field of the polynomial x raised to p raised to n minus x. We know the result. The splitting field of the polynomial x raised to p raised to n minus x over the finite field f having characteristic p is the field with p raised to n elements. Here, this field f is the field with p raised to n elements, hence it is the splitting field of the polynomial x raised to p raised to n minus x. So, all the elements of the field f will be roots of the polynomial x raised to p raised to n minus x. Hence, if ai belongs to the field f, then ai are root of the equation, then ai is root of the equation x raised to p raised to n minus x is equal to 0. That is, ai satisfying this equation, ai raised to p raised to n minus ai is equal to 0. Hence, ai is equal to ai raised to p raised to n. Hence, in this expression, we will replace ai by ai raised to p raised to n. Then what is the value of fx? Fx is summation I equal to 0 to n. ai is nothing but ai raised to p raised to n into x raised to p raised to I. Now, if we have a substitution, put bi is equal to ai raised to p raised to n minus 1. If we are using the value of bi is ai raised to p raised to n minus 1, then what is bi raised to p? This implies bi to the power p is equal to ai raised to p raised to n minus 1 raised to p. This can be written as ai raised to p raised to n into p raised to minus 1 and bracket raised to p. This term can be arranged as ai raised to p raised to n raised to p raised to minus 1 raised to p, which is equal to ai raised to p raised to n into a raised to m raised to n is a raised to m into n. So this can be written as ai raised to p raised to n raised to p raised to minus 1 into p raised to 1. This is equal to ai raised to p raised to n. If we call this equation number 1, what we are doing is, we have considered f of x is equal to g of x raised to p. In the polynomial gx, we have replaced x by x raised to p, and these coefficients of the polynomial gx as well as fx are from the field f, which is a finite field of characteristic p. But f contains p raised to n elements, hence f is the splitting field of this polynomial x raised to p raised to n minus x. Hence every element of the field f satisfying this equation. Because f contains p raised to n elements, also this polynomial is of degree p raised to n, and this polynomial have no multiple roots because its derivative is not equal to 0 over any finite field of characteristic p. Therefore, this polynomial x raised to p raised to n minus x have no multiple roots. All the roots of that polynomial are distinct, and being of degree p raised to n, it has at most p raised to n roots, which are distinct roots. Also, f is a field with p raised to n elements. Hence, each element of the field here is the root of this polynomial x raised to p raised to n minus x, or the root of the equation x raised to p raised to n minus x is equal to 0. Hence, each ai belongs to f satisfying this equation ai raised to p raised to n minus ai is equal to 0. From this, we are getting the value of ai raised to p raised to n is equal to ai. Using this value in the expression for fx, whatever the equation, call that equation number first. After that, we have a substitution bi is equal to ai raised to p raised to n minus 1, and after rearranging the term, we are getting bi value is ai raised to p raised to n. Now we use this value of bi raised to p, bi raised to p is ai raised to p raised to n. Hence, from the equation number 1, we get another expression for fx as hence f of x is equal to, this is what from equation number 1, therefore from equation 1 f of x is equal to summation I equal to 0 to m ai raised to p raised to n is replaced by bi raised to p into x raised to p raised to I. This is nothing but summation I equal to 0 to m bi into x raised to I raised to p equal to sum I equal to 0 to m bi x raised to I whole power p. Why this term is equal to this term? Since the sum I equal to 0 to m bi x raised to p raised to p is congruent to this sum I equal to 0 to m bi x raised to I raised to p. In f having characteristic p, in this field whose characteristic is p, this sum, if we expand this sum, then we get this expression. In we can write each term of the sum modulo p, congruent modulo p, that is in f. We get this expression. Therefore, fx is equal to, what is the expression for fx? Fx can be written as product of distinct factors whose degrees are less than the degree of fx. These are what? The factors. If we solve this expression I equal to 0 to m bi x raised to I raised to p, means if we can write this term as, we can rewrite fx as sum I equal to 0 to m bi x raised to I first bracket into summation I equal to 0 to m bi x raised to I second bracket up to summation I equal to 0 to m bi x raised to I. These brackets are repeated p times. This product of bracket occurs p times. That means what? Each term of this product is a factor of fx whose degree is less than the polynomial degree of the polynomial fx. This gives fx is a reducible polynomial because we are writing this expression in the field f, congruent modulo p. Therefore, this polynomial fx have factors of lower degree in the same field f, which implies the polynomial fx is reducible polynomial. By definition of reducible polynomial, the last step tells that fx is reducible polynomial over f. A contradiction to given fx is an irreducible polynomial over a finite field f. A contradiction to fx is an irreducible polynomial. Hence, our assumption fx have multiple root was wrong. Therefore, fx have no multiple roots. If the multiplicative group F star of non-zero elements of field F is cyclic, then F is a finite field. It is not given that the characteristic of field is some prime number p or 0. Means we consider two cases. In one case, the characteristic of field F is a prime. In other case, the characteristic of field F is 0. Before that, it is also not given that the group is finite group or infinite group. So, if F star is finite cyclic group, generated by alpha, then what is F star? F star is a multiplicative group of non-zero elements of the field F. If non-zero elements of the field F forms a finite cyclic group, then F must be finite. Then F is a finite. Hence, if F star is finite group, then we have F is a finite. If F star is infinite cyclic group, if F star is an infinite cyclic group, suppose F is equal to F joining alpha, this Fp joining alpha, where it is Fp, Fp is finite group of p elements having characteristic p, is finite field with p elements, that is Ft is given by 0, 1, 2 up to p minus 1, and we consider the field F is F joining alpha, where alpha is the generator of the multiplicative group F star, where F star is generated by the element alpha. If 1 plus alpha is the element of the field F, if 1 plus alpha belongs to F, what is F? Fp joining alpha. This is the extension of this field, and we are assuming that this field is infinite group, multiplicative group of non-zero elements of this field F is F star, which is infinite group. If 1 plus alpha belongs to F and 1 plus alpha equal to 0, this gives 1 alpha equal to minus 1, hence alpha square is equal to 1. What is alpha? Alpha is generator of group F star, and alpha has finite order. Alpha square equal to 1 means order of the element alpha is 2. Alpha is generator of infinite cyclic group, but order of alpha is finite, a contradiction to our assumption that F star is infinite group. This is a contradiction to F star is infinite group, because alpha is generated of the group F star. Therefore, 1 plus alpha is not equal to 0. 1 plus alpha is non-zero element of field F. Hence, as 1 plus alpha is non-zero element of field F, it should be invertible. Hence, 1 plus alpha belongs to the cyclic group F star. 1 plus alpha belongs to F star. But what is F star? F star is a cyclic group generated by alpha. Hence, 1 plus alpha is equal to alpha raised to r, where r is some positive or non or negative integer. If r is positive integer, then 1 plus alpha equal to alpha raised to r gives alpha raised to r minus alpha minus 1 equal to 0. That means what? Alpha satisfying a polynomial of degree r. This implies alpha satisfying x raised to r minus x minus 1 equal to 0 over f. If r is negative integer, if r equal to minus q, where q is positive integer, then this equation 1 plus alpha equal to alpha raised to r gives 1 plus alpha equal to alpha raised to minus q. This gives alpha raised to q into 1 plus alpha equal to 1. This implies alpha raised to q plus alpha raised to q plus 1 minus 1 equal to 0. Again we have a polynomial satisfied by the element alpha. That is what this gives. This implies alpha satisfying the equation x raised to q plus x raised to q plus 1 minus 1 equal to 0. Therefore, if 1 plus alpha is non-zero element of the field f, then 1 plus alpha belongs to f star. Hence, it is written as some power of alpha because alpha is generator. Therefore, in any case, if power of alpha is positive or negative, then we have a polynomial satisfied by alpha. Hence, in either case, alpha satisfying the polynomial over fp. Therefore, degree of extension f joining alpha, because f field is f extension of fp. fp joining alpha over here p is equal to degree of minimal polynomial for alpha. Suppose this degree is r, then as fp alpha is the extension of degree r of the finite field fp, then fp alpha contains the elements p raised to r. Some this implies fp. What is fp joining alpha? F is equal to fp joining alpha contains p raised to r elements. A contradiction to our assumption that non-zero elements of F star is the cyclic group that contains non-zero elements of the field F is an infinite group. This is the contradiction. To F is infinite group or F star is infinite group. Hence, either What is our assumption? If F is a field with characteristic P and F star is an infinite group, either F star is finite group or characteristic of field F is not a prime. Either characteristic of F is not prime number or F is finite. Hence we go to the case number 2nd. If F is of characteristic 0, then 0 is not equal to 1 belongs to F. 1 is non-zero element because F is of characteristic 0. 1 is not equal to 0 in F. This implies 1 belongs to F star because 1 is non-zero. Hence, minus 1 belongs to F star. But what is F star? F star is a cyclic group generated by alpha. Therefore, minus 1 is written as alpha raised to R, where alpha is generated on the group F star. Therefore, alpha raised to R square is equal to 1. This implies alpha raised to 2R is equal to 1. This gives order of element alpha is equal to 2R. Since what is R? R is the degree of minimal polynomial for alpha, which is finite number, a finite positive number. Here alpha raised to 2R is equal to 1 gives order of alpha is equal to 2R. This gives order of the element alpha is finite. A contradiction to our assumption F star is infinite cyclic group. Again a contradiction. To the fact that F star is infinite cyclic group. Hence, characteristic of F should not be equal to 0. Our assumption in second case is that characteristic of F is 0. Therefore, characteristic of F is not 0. Hence, F must be finite. Or initially, we have considered F star is finite cyclic group. Hence, F is finite. Thank you.